bit of time cleaning it up here. Like, wiped it down a bit. And so this is what we have. Okay, well, the story is, took the front clip off of this little beast since the last pictures, and so here we go. It all looks pretty fair, actually. Cleaned cobwebs out of the motor, covered up the carburetor, of course, to keep the water out of the essentials, did all the careful things. When it comes to the framework, hey, the front clip came off really quite nicely, actually. All the bolts that came out easily, nothing was bound, nothing was bent. The fiberglass on the front clip had some cracking down in the little openings where it feeds through that rail there, and it looks apparently that it wasn't done by any type of a bump, a bruise, or an accident, but a reckless, unknowing so-called mechanic or somebody was working on it, trying to get the clip off, but they wrestled with it in the wrong way and put some small cracks in it. Can't even be seen, but anyway, it's essentially a perfect front clip. Looks really good. There's nothing major problem about it at all. But we do have, check out the universal joint here. This one here on the passenger side is nice. Looks like a replacement had been done, not an awful long time ago, not many miles on it, not much wear, no cracking on the boot. Car looks like it's been pretty well took care of. Things are straight, and it does appear at one time on this side though, which is the driver's side, that the boot has been shortened or severed, and it's because, there you go, right there, somebody ran the thing with a bad CV joint there and wore that hub section, A-frame member, whatever you call it there. And it seems to be together tightly and everything at this point and safe. It's just that it will collect dirt and it will lose lubrication over time. Anyway, the section there, as you see on the photo here, to the right of the boot there, that was a better metal at one time. Somebody had just kind of ground that thing right off. So anyway, that member there, that cast piece, needs to be replaced on this thing, or should be. Other than that, the engine, the only external damage here is messed up fan, and the radiator seems to be in really good shape. No accidents, no fan spinning off, tearing it up. Hadn't been any major hits or anything to mess it up. And there's the parts of the transmission there. It all looks pretty fair. Somebody's gone into this thing recently, getting electrical parts, brand new coil, and a little electronic ignition module there. and all that seems to be done fairly good work and so forth. New distributor cap and so forth. And so we just have pulled the plugs out. The plugs are like anyway, hardly used, if you know what I mean. The plugs get a little blurry up tight, so anyway, the car hasn't been run on these things at all, except for one old plug that looked like it had ran a little while on it. And it's older, of a different type. It's a little harder to get out, especially for those who haven't done it before, didn't know the tricks, and especially when the front clip is on, it's very difficult to change that particular plug. So it's something that has been neglected for a long time. Plugs have been changed without that one being changed. And right now I'm screwing in a compression tester. Here's the compression tester, and we'll take a look at it here and you'll see it goes nowhere. Zero. See that? Big fat zero. And we'll screw it in this other one now. Both of these plugs have pretty good access. Both of these holes have fairly easy access when the front clip is on and the little hood part is open. So here we go. There's the deal there in the view, and we're checking the compression on it. Goes nowhere. Of course, I pulled the starter out and cleaned it up, found out it had been wired up kind of funny, and one of the posts on it was a bit loose, so actually two of them, and I fixed that up, put it back together, and it's working fine. Now for this one, there's our compression gauge there. Should tell you it's hooked into the what I'm going to call number 3 hole. And for now, and we do a little spin, and oh boy, she popped up to 90 this time. 90 is insufficient for the automobile to run. Behind the alternator, and because of that, it's a very small space, hard to get a plug wrench in there, especially with anything attached to it. And got to push the alternator out of the way, and it actually needs a different size that you can't buy. It needs a modified tool to do the project reasonably. As you can see, it's going up. So let's start over. We had 90 in in number 3, and we're going to call this hole number 4. It's pumped up to just about 130. If all 4 cylinders were that way, this puppy would run. And probably do a fair job of it. But that's the way it is. Here again is your proof that one hole has compression. And down it goes. So, next job is just to go ahead and investigate and see what the mystery is as to why 2 of them are completely dead, one of them is nearly half dead, and the other one is reasonable.